CO doesn't
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. Yes, officer. I'm very glad we're getting a chance to speak about it candidly, despite the trouble I caused Mr. Clare. Well, the Zeolites, they're a very smart people. Smart and secretive. Most think they have isolated themselves on their landmass because they disdain to mingle with the rest of us. I'm not saying that you think that too. You seem like an incisive man, officer. You must be, being a detective. It's a shame, too. What would we all do without law enforcement? But, as I was saying, even as Saol remains closed off from the world, Zeolite agents have been slowly advancing through the echelons of power on the other Isola. They come as apparently well-meaning immigrants, sometimes students. They learn art, violin, and cello, but more often tech workers in cybernetics and similar advanced industries.
Saol is known for being technologically advanced, although it's not entirely known how far they have progressed.
Precisely. Saol is famous, or shall I say infamous, for its spy tech. Don't you find it convenient? Yes, they sell us fancy technology and then send in their experts, who pretend not to be experts. They play their violin and cello. Oh, we like your music. Or work in unrelated fields, like, say, law enforcement, where they have access to a lot of sensitive data, and use their superior technology to blackmail, mislead, and manipulate, turning high-ranking people in government and corporations into Zeolite agents.
Could it be that someone is listening in on this conversation? Are there bugs in the reeds? Not only...
Please, be careful. Don't let on that you know about the Zeolite conspiracy. Who knows what he might do to you?
Hey, was there something you... Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
It's not a shaker. It's...
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No, because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria...
What you want is play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple? Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. The cook shakes his head and rattles off. He looks up at you, then shrugging isn't. You see ahead.
I've got nothing to say to you.
It's you again. What is it? A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious. Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow! He's got it in a real
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid...
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk.
Never been worried, and
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere. Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
stop shitting your pants. The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop!
Sounds like someone's damn broke.
They're not going to give you anything. Can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat. What is your...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say. Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass.
Again?
Yes, sir.
The door is closed. Still, you should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ear. All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants. Sounds like you found the locust, detective. As you turn away, heaps of leaves are rotting among the mud-caked towers. Dozens of little locusts feed on them, buzzing away with vicious joy.
Kuno care? Yeah? Yeah, whatever. The fuck about your Get lost, The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigman. Kuno doesn't...
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Okay, but please...
The woman.
Trying to sneak up on me again?
The door is closed again.
Give me a moment. I'm not... It's...
And oh, she hasn't spoken.
Ask away.
She mumbled.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire...
I ain't no snitch.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? I fear I've told... Is there anything else I can help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask...
It remains a mystery what you mean by this.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Some sort of krill hunter? Of course you're not, my dear. Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat. Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture. Young people who dye their hair funny colors and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be? I can see that, yes. I dabble in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me. The new, a cultural era, and the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now, wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, "If you can remember the new, you weren't there"? Ah, yes. This is not very central to reality, is it? I can't be 100% sure, but I believe he died due to complications from venereal disease. You can't get a venereal disease from that, can you? All of them. I'm afraid no. But then again, one can't be entirely sure. It's all part of his mystique. Ask someone else and you may get a more champagne-colored take. Anyway, What other basic facets of reality should we discuss?
A strange coldness comes. It's on the tip of your tongue.
Glad to have been of assistance.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man who would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
It's his heart.
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me. Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
It's not charity. Not to me. Up there, I give it all I got. I earn my keep. But you're right, officer. There is no middle ground. It's do or die. Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
What? Now. I'm sure the officer means it figuratively. Like a forensic technique or something, right?
Bon song, son. You must have a loose screw up there or something. All right. I will entertain this fantasy if you tell me what interest does an RCM officer have in time travel.
Oh, you're in for a treat, officer. Seeing the playful side of old René is about as rare as a red rainbow.
Not actually that rare. It's just that red or monochrome rainbows usually occur at sunrise or sunset, when blue and green wavelengths are scattered before reaching water droplets. Fewer eyes to see them then.
Even after the revolution, after the beachhead, there was a chance. Had we just stayed true to our values. It happened slowly, like a seedling growing into a tree. Tiny incremental steps, imperceptible till the ticket was so thick you couldn't clear it with a flamethrower. The right track? This is the right track. The only track. This is the world we shaped. A reflection of what we are. Cowardly, ugly, and numb. And there are no second chances. We don't deserve them. You can't just go back and restart. That would make everything meaningless.
Easy, René. Take it easy. You're right. Absolutely right. What was, and that's it. Isn't that right, officer?
Imbecile. Un putain d'imbécile.
Enough, officer. We can't help you, but don't worry.
The Carabinier is too old and feeble to be useful. But you will carry on. Mouvere tempore, Kingsman. For the tenacious, no road is impassable.
Anything else you want? Or can we get back to our game? Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that.
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabinier doesn't reply.
Right.
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
For bravery. I'm sure, but I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies. Honor is everything to me.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity? To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
It's painful to even think about.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolles Drisson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. Right. So I grabbed the prick and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frizzle to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
Duty, medals, honor, chain of command. I like this guy. He's not a pansy. I don't like pansies.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversholians. Men with backbone.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this. Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take. I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. The man stares at you, silently frowning. The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right? How so, then? And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You...
The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun in his clenched fist.
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
It is such a pleasure.
Everything's still cool here of me. It's a...
This man probably
Very cool.
Hello, hello. Of course. Hello, hello. Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Someone...
What? Sold? This is a pawn shop, and it did feel it.
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here. They went.
People as Ollie.
Sure, man.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to
Okay. Where's absurdly and pointedly phrased? You can be quite funny, officer.
She doesn't even understand. You are...
Our tenant, the place, just this is.
The place, she nodded. An old mirror. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, scrubbing all the necrotic, but man persists. And finally, your bruised hands look clean and presentable. Sort of. On the table, you see the water. You'll be looking like a pansy.
Yes, what is it? Yes, what is it?
The mother of humanism stands above you. Oppression.
Hello again. Come on, I can tell. You sure? Go ahead. Oh, really? Wow. Social justice really matters that much to you? That's commendable. Yeah, man, they're pretty bad. A city has millions in it, so the world would have a lot more. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Go ahead.
Come on, get in. Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the... But do let us know if something changes in the church. Yes. The what now? Oh, the old Ultra. We...
He's like an actor. Look at...
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe. Yes. That's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Nosafed is the shit. Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
He nods enthusiastically.
Goodbye, officer. I see. I'm doing what I can.
He looks like a... There's still some unused change in there. The machine waits for a number to be dialed. You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up, and repeat the motion twice. Strange. This is not how you started before. 414411. Yes. 4545, an ultra long distance call. Your air fills with the crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away, a distant network of phones. Calling, calling, pitiful and terrifying, calling still, ringing by the bedside. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. You just do, and you know it is going to hurt. Calling, 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 calling. Then the ocean breaks.
Hello? Who is this? You're not a kingsman, Harry.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset crimp. She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. You dial the in, calling, 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 calling. Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket. There's a sigh. You can't hear her reply. Phone disconnect tone.
Tequila Sunset. I do, but as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. Then I can't keep on telling the stories.
Oh, look.
Hello, compatriot. It's not.
Change the topic. The way he says,
I'm not the only people.
If this guy's oh,
go right.
Nope, no. To the left of the tear machine stands in.
No. You.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. I hope Saint Petit. Okay, here.
Right, two.
Hola, wandering man. The little boy had a good on his promise to get me into trouble, to sick the pigs on me. Pardon. I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it. At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere. They serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet.
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor. Not much. Technical stuff mostly. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off. In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did. Smart choice. Good luck if you go for those boots, though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him. No problem. If you...
The unpromising race pupil returns. Observe.
Get your dirty...
To comprehend time, the concepts you... This again. Studious, just remember. Come back to me when you've mastered the raison. The unpromising race pupil. There is nothing I cannot possibly imagine. Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has Mr. Claire is also to serve jam individualism. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to men. I am a descendant. No. Yes. This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you.
Get your...
To comprehend time, you must possess at least a basic understanding of the concept. This again, a student. Just remember. Come back to... Before the cargo container. The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery. The door does not respond to your advances. Is it possible you attempt to turn the handle to no avail?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. I'm always happy. Very nice, Harry. Most certainly, Harry. So they shot him. How odd. I don't know what to say, Harry. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the...
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot, and how do I know? Last week, you said it, Harry. Hell, of course. You're always one's tribunal. That sounds serious. You're right. You're by all means. Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as all. My dear Harry, I rarely do.
Does Kuno care? So? Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him?
Kuno sent you a
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. What is this? After this shit? You bet.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't...
Yes, what is it?
All you hear is the accelerated heart rate in your ears, pounding at one.
God! Easy now. I'll go. It's not an issue. Can I pack my things first? Okay. I'll go make a phone call outside and then return for my things. You can tell the ravers that...
She turns off her computer and leaves.
Hi again. So, yes? What's the... Really? We are grateful, Copman. You're a you crazy. And You're still sure about keeping our little side business, right? No! No, I thought we agreed to do this pure... Fine. We can make do.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000! Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too. Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do. You have? Well, what's the name?
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium, isn't it?
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance like
I'm dancing!
that soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing.
Yes, my man!
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can audio waves thump against your ribcage? The speaker setup makes everything sound much better. You close your eyes.
But just imagine the moves you could...
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it.
It's to express my individual...
Is that a bald spot?
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20. Not 20. Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes. Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway. Goodbye, officer.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in. Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground. What's on your mind? It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more. That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Praying I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well. A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture. Art of core. Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out? Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Mad right. Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Slowly, peeled by the wind, it was probably white and gold, with light red flower motives. Part of you, assumed to be lost to nerve damage, knows this style to be Ubi DeLorean.
Good catch, art cop. The herdsmen of the Ubi Sun Islands come here on the first boats. Their flowery version of DeLoreanism could be what we're standing in.
The Ubi are known for their partiality to socialism and sheep. They come from an island called Ubi Suant, the only place in the world that has a question mark in its name. There's something else important you should be able to remember about Ubi Suant. But all that's coming to mind is the sheep.
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total. I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it. A Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother. A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you. Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are. Anodic dance music.
You know what this kind of stuff goes well with.
Only a little. It's a necessity. All large human gatherings are narcotic. It's just the way the spinal calls. I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye. You defend her, law minion. She was a mass murderer. What's up with that?
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent. Or fame is a false existence. It doesn't happen inside the head. Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house, no one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. She invented the beauty you're feeling. Seeing her glass cutters and iconographers, then you meet it. It's effective like that. In the true life of tomorrow, every woman will be an innocence. They will wear neon headbands and leggings, and they will glow in the dark.
Oh my living God, it's there. Suddenly you feel like you need to plummet into it. Look away. Say something.
There is.
No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin.
Will do.
No, Noid. Stop twisting my melon, man. People are gonna love it.
Are you a commie cop? Then that's why. Communism's just a bloodier humanism, if you ask me. Has her love all over it.
What a strange choice of words. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window? But it isn't. And you shouldn't come back to this anymore.
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here. I did get to talk to the Crab Man, though. Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us. Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him. The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus. Not like a literal sarcophagus. Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the Crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit, I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for, and trying to measure. It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
The wood creaks as a gale blows by, outside. Dust particles.
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance. No. It's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. They should have built a club for Nordic music around it instead. Nordic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing with. And if it can't, well, like a concentric ring spreading out, the struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited-size person. Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our science synced. It's short for paranoid. It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away. I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element. I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain or... Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in...
His eyes flicker.
The life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. In others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore. Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore. If some want to lead and others want to be led, I think they are welcome to it. Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Lord of the Western Plain. It is really happening right here. The migrants are contaminating our youth.
Enough now, Noid. You've had enough fun bothering our guests with your crazy theories.
She's whistling a melody.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And yes, I'm being more like Contact Michael, right? Don't even bring it up. No, I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control, and the Crabman hasn't shown himself much. Thank God. Sure, you helped us out. I can repay the favour. Oh, the Crabman. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the Crabman. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on. Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess. Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we... Who do you want to know about? Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to... Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. And he's often psyched. Looks so... I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know? Yes. Anyway, yes. Who do you want to know about? He's a Forburger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forburg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Panaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle. What do you mean, do? Like, for a living? He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere. He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself. Sir, I abide by the law. It's just something poor Forburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock. Or as much as possible. I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people. Okay. To each his own. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. He's the party boy. And Nordic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Okay. Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy. Actually, we don't know where he's from. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City. Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet. Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a
There's that phrase again. Really remind.
It means I don't answer questions about myself. Thank you. Sure.
close. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore. Skibbity, skip. We're close. True, hardcore. Hardcore, internally. All car. All
He furrows his brow as
hardcore. Is it though? One mind, one spirit. We're close. True, hardcore. Internally coherent. All car.
he furrows.
Hardcore. Ah! Is it though? What is it? I mean, really. I am the Mike and Force. Vikla, true, hardcore, yeah!
This young, or maybe it's not.
The what? Yeah!
He missed one A.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker. Vikla, true, hard, it's hard, skibbadies. Vikla, true, hardcore to the neck, internally, all.
He furrows.
Is it though? One mind.